Today on Puddin'S Fab Shop, we're going to do a shop tour. Let's get started. It's cold today, so I'm chilloed out so we can make this video, kind of look around in the shop here. So, in the very first video I ever posted, it was like 30 minutes long, kind of like a TV episode kind of thing. And there was a little segment in there that was a shop tour. Since then, stuff has definitely been updated. I've had people ask for a shop tour, so I figured it's a good time to do one. So, I guess the way we'll do this today is we'll kind of look around in here at what I have, kind of go wall for wall kind of thing. And then we'll kind of talk about what I had when I first started and go from there. Well, my shop's not my full-time gig. I like to hang out in here, build stuff for myself as well, work on rides for other people. So I decorate it too. It's not just a full functional shop. So starting over here, we have this cabinet. I picked it up at a house that was going to be tore down. Keep a lot of spray paint, cleaning supplies, sandpaper, ratchet straps, a bunch of random stuff in here. Got this cool old ice chest Ashley got me for Christmas. Awesome sign my buddy Daryl painted for me. Couple cool old chairs. Those ones I picked up at an antique store, and these ones were going to be thrown away. Threw some dimple dyes on them. Finally had a fire extinguisher in here. Cool PBR sign I just picked up. Metal racks up there to keep my metal organized. Get it up off the ground. Keep a little charging station here. Most of my power tools are kind of beat up and they're about due to be replaced, but they're still holding in for now. And a couple more things hanging up, just decoration all over this place. And then the first compressor I had in here, it's actually my dad's. He gave 20 bucks for it. I've used the crap out of this thing. It's definitely a little workhorse. But that pretty much sums it up over here. Up here we got my bench grinder. Right now I just have a wire wheel on it. We also got my belt sander. Picked it up at Lowe's on a good deal. This cabinet was also going to be thrown out. Nothing really fancy in here right now. I got some of the stuff for my some welding supplies, welding blanket, keep poster board in there for making templates. Nothing too great. This board here, I keep bins on there with most of my abrasives, roll lock wheels, cut off wheels, pretty much all that stuff stays up there. And then I made a little rack here where I hang most of my air tools that I use. I don't have a whole lot of air tools. This is pretty much what I work with in here. And then this thing's pretty awesome. I just picked it up at the swap meet last weekend. The color of it's what caught my eye. I don't know if it'll stay in here, but this thing has a pump and a hot water heater built into it. The guy claims it functions. It's supposed to be some kind of military medical sink. I don't know too much about it. It runs off 220. It does have a suction hose and everything where you can hook a tank to this, fill it up with water, and have instant hot water. It looks cool. I don't know if it's going to stay in this shop or if it'll be, for when I get a bigger shop one day, but for now, it's going to sit right here, which is why I moved that cabinet down there. I have thought about hooking it up for the summer, just in winter time, like right now when it's been down in the teens, this thing will freeze up, and I don't keep the shop heated. So I may plumb it in the summer. We'll have to see. Another piece of art by my buddy Daryl. And I keep the ladder tucked back in this corner, hid over here. So right here, we're not going to go through every drawer on this stuff. I'll just kind of give you a rundown of what I use them for. So my black filing cabinet here, I keep stuff like electrical connectors, stuff like that up here. I keep some specialty tools in here, my hole saw kit, like ball joint press, anything that has a case. Random power tools in here, stuff I don't really use a whole lot, but I've had to pick up over the years. Some moving blankets in one drawer. I like to lay on those when I'm having to work down on the ground and everything. And then in the bottom drawer, I got random car parts. Mostly new stuff that I haven't used yet, but I just kind of keep stored down there. Up top, I got some cool stuff just for decoration. The Moon Eyes steering wheel I just bought, a package for it, cool old torch. a microphone my buddy Lewis built. This cool little tank with rat fink on it, old gas tank, and I just got a shop vac that I've just been storing up there for now. My toolbox here, it looks pretty cool. I used to get bored and throw random pinstripes on it when I was stationed down in Shreveport. And up top here, I just keep a bunch of basically new stuff coming in the shop if I haven't got it replaced yet. Got some parts here for Taylor's wishbones that we're gonna split, but got these cool valve covers. Just picked these up at the swap meet. They're old Cal Customs. They are staggered for the 283. They'll match up pretty cool to that 3-deuce intake I have. Cool motorcycle parking only sign I just pinstriped from my buddy Brandon. And in these drawers I keep all your basic hand tools. I don't have nothing really spectacular to look at in there. This here is probably my favorite drawer just because it's pretty much what I use when I'm working on metal, marking stuff out, making templates, whatever. I keep most of that kind of stuff right here. And then down here, real quick, vehicle dollies. If you don't have any, I highly recommend them. I'll just say when I built my truck, I use those because I was always here by myself, moving the bed around by myself, moving the front end around, moving the cab around, and that international stuff is heavy. And I always managed to get it on those dollies and stable where I can roll it around here. So if y'all don't have a set of those, I'd highly recommend it if you're having to move heavy stuff by yourself. The press area over here is kind of organized mess. So on the press, I keep the press brake, picked this thing up off eBay. I've been up to 3/8 with it. Definitely handy if you are ever having to bend brackets or anything. All the dimple dies I have, I keep in this chest. And then all the chunks of metal that I just keep around the press because they come in handy, stay up there. Down below, got my jack stands and my jack. And right now I do have air being plumbed in from behind the shop. I've got a little hush house built back there. And I haven't finished running the lines in the shop yet, so I just got a quick connect back there. So I've been keeping the air hoses right there for now. On my 283, I've been keeping my 220 rolled up on here. This thing is hardwired straight into my box and can reach anywhere in the shop. So I just keep it rolled up here. Another extension cord, 100-foot extension cord rolled up here that can pretty well reach anywhere I need. And then I have my TIG welder here. This is the Everlast Power TIG 200 DV. It is way more capable than I am. I have not had the time to sit down and get proficient at TIG welding, but I got it on sale. The thing's awesome, and I've made it a goal to try to get out here and be the first thing I practice doing in the morning, even if it's just 30 minutes a day, to start getting better. Up here, I pretty well keep my gloves, safety glasses, respirator, kind of, I guess, a little safety cabinet. But that's pretty much it here. So this is the only work table I have. It is on casters where I can move it around. It's got a 3/8 top on it, good Wilton vise. My one grinder I keep a flat disc on, the other one a cutoff wheel, and I do have a chop saw. I'm not a huge fan of a chop saw. I need to get a good blade for it, maybe then I would be. But this stuff, I usually keep it down here on the bottom and on this table at all times. So in these cabinets, there's really not a whole lot of stuff over here we need to look at. I keep different metal stuff in there. There's actually like house supply stuff in there, junk engine parts there, and this one's cleaned out. Cool area to hang some cool stuff on. And then up top is some junk parts too. So it's kind of the area I use to store junk stuff. Something I may need one day, but not necessarily right now. And then over here, I keep most of the sheet metal leaned up against this wall. I have 18 gauge, some 1/8 inch, and some 1/4 inch. And then the closest thing over here in this corner is probably right up here. This is a Speedway fiberglass body. It's a 27 Roadster. It don't have a floor, don't have functional doors or nothing. It's plain Jane. But I may build it. I had it in my head I was going to build it one day. They're cheap enough, but this is pretty much where it's been since I've got it. Anyways, it looks cool hanging up in the shop. I got board drill on it with some Sharpies, but I may build it, I may sell it. I don't know what I'm doing with it, so right now it's just hanging out and looking cool. Here we have my welding cart. I built this thing around a filing cabinet, that way I could have some more storage down on the bottom of it. It holds my Pneumatic to 11. I love this little welder from doing sheet metal to 3/8. It's been awesome. I've had it for a few years now, and all I can say about it is it kicks ass. I really like it. I got that thing when it was a, what do they call it, Build with Blue. So if you look up Miller, they do a program called Build with Blue, and it's a rebate program, and I got a smoking deal on it. So, you know, maybe that'll help when y'all out look into it. So when I first built this welding cart, that little shelf there was actually just a flip-up shelf for where I'd set my grinders, stuff like that when I was working on stuff. I found a really good deal on that Hypertherm 45, so I went and picked it up the other weekend, and it happens to fit there quite nice. So for now, that's where the plasma cutter's gonna stay. Got a wishbone project right here for Taylor. That'll be in an upcoming video. He already cut them, but we'll be adding the bunks and cleaning them up. The rear end was actually from my grandma's town car. She shoved the pinion like clean off because she ain't no punk and she drives that town car like a woman. And then this crane that I just recently got, and it's got a pneumatic hoist on it. This thing's pretty cool. It'll definitely make lifting heavy stuff easy. Be nice to be able to save my back. So when I run the air lines for the shop, I'm gonna hard plumb this end as well. That way I won't have to hook up a hose every time I need to use it. But for the sake of the video, so y'all can see how it works. I mean, it's as easy as that. I can move stuff around now. So, I gotta say, I'm pretty happy about that. That'll really make things nice and easy. And then we have the sheet metal brake. This is my upgraded one from Harbor Freight that people either seem to really love or really hate. But I keep it, the work table, and the welding cart pretty much along this side of the wall where I'm always moving stuff. So I'm always kind of, you know, moving stuff around depending on what project I have in here. So having this thing on wheels to be able to move it around is nice. So we got a new set of tires right here. Those will be going on a different set of wheels that'll end up on the truck. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. And when I post a video of all the updates I'm doing to the truck, you'll be able to check that out. This wall, we pretty much just have old parts hanging on it. Intake manifolds, valve covers, metal flake steering wheels, set of headers, just some cool stuff. And then over here, this is all, my dad actually gave that to me, and I like to pinstripe on it when I get bored sometimes here in the shop. Well, that's pretty much it for the shop. This building's 24 by 30. I had 2 lights in the rafters and 1 outlet when I first got it. I did have my welder at the time, I had my grinders, my basic hand tools, and when I first moved back, that's when I built my truck as far as building the frame and doing all the metal work and everything. I guess the point I'm trying to make with that is, even if you don't have the greatest stuff, if you get stuff that works for you, like for me, I really like using the cut-off wheels on the grinder. I can cut super straight with it, I cut all my bag brackets and stuff like that with it, and they look great. I think the #1 tool you can have, if you don't have a lot, is motivation. If you guys are motivated and you really want to accomplish something, you'll get it done. You can build some nice stuff with some simple stuff if you're motivated. Of course, it's nice to upgrade. That's what I'm trying to do now. That's why I have good lighting in here. That's why I have good power all around. That's why I'm working on getting my air supply set up. Got the TIG that I'm not even good with yet. And I have a plasma cutter now that's going to be super nice. You know, I'm just kind of trying to invest back into myself. There's still a few more tools I want to get, but, you know, that'll come in time. And when we get it, maybe we can do a new video too. So there's one last thing I want to show y'all. It just got here, it's outside, so I'll grab it real quick, and that'll be it. So what we have here is a little 4x4 plasma table. It should look something like this when it's assembled. And this is from a company that I believe is pronounced Langmeyer. They started like a year ago. I kind of been keeping an eye on them on social media, and I got a promo code on one, so I ordered one finally. There's a Facebook group that specifically has these little tables, and people are making really nice cuts with them. So I ordered me one. It's definitely going to be a learning curve. It's not like I'm going to have this thing assembled and cut nice stuff in a month. But if y'all stick around in the future, there will be videos where we assemble this thing and try to figure it out. So that wraps it up for this video, guys. I appreciate you sticking around. Share with family and friends. Hop over to Instagram. Give me a follow on there. Please smash that subscribe button and come back for some future videos. And I'll see y'all next time.